Hey everyone, what would happen if I made a collab cafe about myself? I haven't been able to enjoy food in like a really long time, nearly all of my life, because I have a condition called gastroparesis, which means food can't pass through, so I usually end up getting sick a lot because the food goes bad in my stomach. But recently I had a surgery called a G-poem, which makes the sphincter of the stomach wider so food can pass through, even though mine is too tight. So they just made it bigger, and now I can enjoy food. I hope that was a good explanation. Anyway, to celebrate this, I wanted to make an anime cafe, sort of. Emma Richu, the YouTuber, inspired me because she goes to like hundreds of anime cafes all the time, and I love watching those videos. And I was like, what would my dream food be at an anime cafe? And what if it was all about me? Because I am a narcissist. So that's how we got here. Funnily enough, anime cafes aren't really about the food, they're about the merchandise, the rare exclusive merchandise you can get. So, of course, that's what I started with. I drew a bunch of different Miis that you could get as standees, theoretically, in the gift shop after you got the meal. You know, just talking about this kind of seems kind of crazy and very self-centered that I did this, but it was really fun and I highly recommend it. It was really fun thinking about the type of food that represents me. If you have original characters or like an original story that you're working on, I think this would be a really nice exercise to get to know your characters better. I know it's really out of order by doing this. Usually the story comes first and then the merchandise, but the food, I feel like, makes the character, what kind of food they like, what kind of hobbies they do. It would just be a really nice exercise. Even though I'm doing this about myself, it was very nice to think about what I like, because oddly enough, I don't know. I did a chef themed myself for the theme of the restaurant. I actually cannot cook, like, at all. Very bad at it. Can't even cook a grilled cheese. But, ironically enough, my parents are classically trained chefs, so it is what it is. They cooked for me growing up, okay? It's their fault, I don't know how. Anyway, and then we have Painter Mandy with her painted overalls. Then Hospital Mandy, I'm going out of order, but like this is how I drew them. And Maid Cafe Mandy, again, not something I'd ever wear, but it's the theme of the restaurant, okay? Maid Cafe-ish. Well, it's not a maid cafe, but you get my drift, hopefully. I went for a very anime looking maid outfit, but the style itself is not anime like the faces. It's in my art style, though for some reason I feel like each face looks different, which was really ticking me off. Like, why can't I have a consistent art style? I guess we'll never know. I really want to make a comic in the future, so I really need to nail down a consistent style so it doesn't look like a different artist made each page, and it really ticks me off. If you have any tips, that'd be great, but I'm still working on it. But as artists, we are always improving. This is just a pep talk to myself. I spent a little too long on the food. I feel like the fastest part was drawing all the many me's, but I think that's just because I'm used to drawing myself a lot for these YouTube videos. But anyway, here is a strawberry daiquiri, but it's called Brain Fog with a little brain gummy on it because I have brain fog all the time because of my many conditions. And I did go back and change the face because I still thought it was weird. Anyway, brain fog, alcohol makes sense. But also, I just have brain fog all the time because of my many conditions, so I feel stupid a lot of the time. But I'm not stupid, okay? I just need to drink more water and salt than the average person, and then I'll be back to my regular self, okay? And then we have paint water, which is just coffee, and it's called painter's brew. Because if you're an artist, we've all been there. We accidentally drank the paint water and stuck our paintbrush in our drink. You've all been there. Paint water, really disgusting, and then you spit it out everywhere. This one is called Hydration Station. It is a frozen, slushy strawberry lemonade with electrolyte powder, which is very good because I just said I get brain fog all the time from being dehydrated due to my many conditions. So this is for my fellow baddies with the constant brain fog making you feel stupid. And this will rehydrate you quickly because it's salty and sweet with that electrolyte powder and the salt rim. Really, my brain was just cooking here. I'm very proud of that one. And the last drink we have is the tacky latte. Because the same condition I was talking about before makes my heart beat really fast when I stand up. So it gets worse if I have caffeine. But for some people, caffeine makes it better. I am not one of those lucky few. But I thought this was a cute idea with like the heart-shaped ice cubes and it being a hint at the tachycardia it's gonna cause later for me. So a tacky latte. It's a matcha strawberry latte. The red kind of representing the heart and the heart ice cubes. And it has chopped up strawberries on the top. It turned out really cute. I loved it. And now we're on to the food dishes. This is zebra sushi. No, it is not made out of sushi. It's spicy tuna. Wait, what did I just say? I mean, no, it's not made out of zebras. Girl, I'm having brain fog right now. Can you tell I just drank a coffee? I could edit this out, but I'm not gonna. So, this sushi looks like it's zebra print by cutting the seaweed to make it look like it's zebra print. And other than that, it's just regular spicy tuna seaweed. I mean, sushi. What is wrong with me? With a side of wasabi and ginger. I fear I spent way too long on this drawing, and I was barely on time to putting this up when I post every week on Saturday. And yeah, I almost missed this week's video, so be thankful that I finished it. But rice is really hard to draw because it's clumped together. So it's really hard to get all those details, but not because it's rice, but it's clumped together, so it looks like one cohesive bit. But anyway, I think it turned out very good, and I want to make it a sticker now so I can take it everywhere with me. Next, we have burger and fries, and this one comes with a little standee of me pushing up the burger over a hill of fries. And this comes from the legend of Sisyphus, who is constantly pushing the boulder up the hill. The boulder keeps rolling back down, but he continues on to push this boulder. And there's a saying, one must imagine Sisyphus happy, because he continuously pushes this boulder up. But there's like a darker side of it as well, because if he stops pushing the boulder will roll backwards and crush him. And I feel like this is an allegory for chronic illness in many ways, because people constantly tell you, you're so brave for what you do. Girl, it's not like I have a choice. If I stop taking care of my disability, I'll freaking die. So, yeah, I feel like it's very similar to people with chronic illness, and we can find ourselves relating to this myth of Sisyphus. So that's kind of what I was going for here, but it's a silly version because it's a burger and it's a mini standee, but it is what it is. I love how it turned out, though. And do I say, that burger looks mighty tasty. Next, our final meal. Is it a meal? It's a tier tray of snacks, and it's called Split Life Snack because if you're chronically ill, your life is split into many different sections because there's the you when you're at your best, there's the you when you're sick, and people see those different sides of you. Some people don't even know the you when you're sick because you're hiding it because you don't want them to think less of you and all that. And maybe it's not that deep because, well, it is that deep because I made the art, so I choose what it means. But anyway, it's just a tier sandwich like you'd get when you have high tea or something. So there's desserts on the top like macarons and danishes and mini sandwiches and mini sandwich rolls with tomatoes. So you probably won't get the message, but it is called Split Life Snack because you live many lives when you're chronically ill. Admittedly, I did take too long on this piece as well because it did not need all this shading. I literally redid the line art so it would match the colors, but I did it using an alpha lock, which just means you can only draw it in the pre-existing lines, so that makes it much faster, but still I redid a lot of things to make it more realistic. And girl, I did not need to do any of that. And lastly, I made a banana split, but the name was called a hypermobile split, which is funny because I have Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, which I have the hypermobility type, which causes frequent dislocations because your connective tissue isn't strong. So you just are bendy. Well, it's way more than bendy. Let me tell you that. You be dislocating all the time, but it comes with like 50 other conditions on top of it. But that's besides the point. The hypermobile split is just a play on words because you bend way past what is normal. Fun fact, not really, I guess, but people with undiagnosed Ehlers-Danlos used to be contortionist a lot of the time before Ehlers-Danlos was discovered. So I should describe what that quick thing was back there. I made just like some plain butter cookies, and then I put the many Mandy's on the plain cookies. And now I'm just making a menu describing what all of the things are, so I could possibly do a print of this in the future. And here is the final menu. Please let me know what you think. Also, maybe in the comments list below what you would make at your fictional anime cafe or whatever cafe you want. And I just love hearing your guys' opinions, so please comment down below. Most importantly, everyone, stay weird. Bye!